Today, our fight for survival begins.
Hello there, Cerebrum17 once again. This is my Extinction Master Sentinel video walkthrough. This is the 30th mission. It's random. It's called Death's Doorstep. We have to kill 4 giants. It's going to be time trialed, and it's going to be on the frontier. As I've repeated a few times in this walkthrough, because let's face it, there's not really much to talk about, you don't have to pick the same objectives that I stumble on, because I just went with the ones that seemed most achievable, and if I did it, awesome. If I didn't like it, I respun and got different ones. No doubt there will be objectives that you are better at than others. No doubt there will be objectives that are objectively... Did you see it just then? That was a really good example of that thing I've been talking about. But yeah, as I was saying, sorry, there are certain setups that are much more difficult than other setups. It's just simple science, right? It's what happens when you have randomly generated variables. You're going to have certain variables that are more taxing than other ones. And like right now, this is a good example. This guy has no armor. I know for a fact if you press restart and it generates this mission again, this guy will not be this guy and he'll have armor. So the fact that I managed to get a dude with no armor who looks like he's been painted up for that scene in bloody Braveheart is rare. And that's what I'm talking about on a lot of these videos. If you're having trouble, it can literally be that you're being dealt a shitty hand. And I hate to say that in a walkthrough because it's my job to tell you how to win and to show you how I found the best method of winning and to give you the lessons that I've learned so you don't have to suffer and you can have an advantage. But there are some cases where the only real advantage is, that the game gave you a better role. And it's frustrating to say that as a guide maker, but this is a randomly generated mission. So the chances that you're going to get the preset that I have are much rarer than they would be on the missions that are fixed, right? It's just how it works. And hopefully by this point, you're very adept at the controls, you understand how to play, you know what's expected of you, and you can do it. Because that's what a lot of people are going to have. But if you don't, then hopefully these videos can help. But we have a purple guy coming over here. He has what looks like padlocks on his shoulder and his left arm. His right arm is unbreakable, and his legs are gold. So he's definitely been dipping in the bargain bin at Curry's to get as many electronic devices as he can. And he's just patched them all together into some kind of crazy makeshift radio of armor components, and here we are. He also has a gold helmet, which denounces that it will have 2 padlocks, and it's not too bad to break. It can also be hooked on. So something that I found really interesting too, do you notice how this game has the warning system from something like Arkham or Bayonetta to tell me that attacks are happening? What a strange detail that is. Every so often you'll see those red marks above his head, that trio of marks just popping up. Oh, interesting, he doesn't have the neck brace, which means it's only 1 padlock. So once his helmet goes, he's done. Like just then, it's telling me the hand is attacking me, which is a nice touch to have it, but there are times when it's happening all the time and you can't see anything attacking you, so it can lead to confusion. Definitely not the highlight of the mechanical suite in this game, it must be said. But nice to have it. I would rather have more information than less information. And speaking of information, that is a spiky dude, which means we're going to have to get this guy to break his own armor. This is where this can get quite tricky. Also, because of the random nature of this generated mission, this spiky dude can be the first guy that turns up. But do you know how I know that this guy's going to be good for us? Is because he has the fanny pack on his belt. Because he has those, I don't even know what you would call them, those pockets of some sort, it means he's very easy to climb. So whenever I see that, it's a good omen for me. And in a previous video I spoke about, the superstitions that we have as gamers, and that's one of them. Whenever I see the belt with those clippings on them that you can hook to, I always know we're going to have an easier time. So hopefully you can have the same good fortune that I did, and now we can use a couple of the jackals to power our dude up, which... I'll be interesting to see if anybody does anything exciting with the combat in this game, because some of the moves do look really cool, but it's hard to justify them. It really is.
Here comes another one.
So, the next Raveni appears, and I'm focusing on these fellas. There's the hyper armor, if you've never seen it. There's me killing that guy. There's me killing that guy. Pretty simple stuff. And now we need to go 260 meters this way to take on this next threat. So, continue to use your skill-based movement, bounce off the trees, hook off the withered trees, and we have a gold guy. So, 78% extinction meter, not doing so bad, and a couple of bracelets that need to be shattered. But how many times have we done this now, you know? How many times have we broken locks and severed legs and things? It's quite a lot, right? And admittedly, it's still pretty fun to do, because it is quite a satisfying thing. But there must have been a meeting at some point where somebody kind of went, is this enough? Really? Is this enough to justify this game? Is this enough to keep people coming back and wanting to play this game? Because it's tough to say, right? It's easy for me to be judgmental because I've played so many games, but I am not the average gamer. I am not the average market for any kind of video game. I am quite a hardcore market, a very small niche of players who play a lot of things for a very long time. So expecting it to, to satisfy my thirsts and my tastes is much more of an ambitious want than it is for the average person. So I am curious to how this will be received, I really am. But thank you for watching, and you take care now.